Well, tell us about your NFC East predictions, fellas.
So go ahead,
Oh
Bob.
boy.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
gonna take
boy.
this one. All right. So
Yep.
I mine differ from Ray's a little bit on this one. I don't know. Do you want to go by team like they do?
Yep. Go ahead. So you
All
got
right. So I'll start with my Cowboys. I have my Cowboys. I originally had them at 11-6. I think I'm looking at it now though. I think I want to move it up to 12. So
Yeah,
we're
of course.
we're gonna go 12-5 for the Cowboys. This is just reading off here. Eagles 11-6. I think New York takes a big. So we'll go Washington first. Washington 6-11. I think New York takes a big step back after losing Saquon, and they go 4-13. Ray, I know you had Philly and Dallas switched on me here. So what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm 12-5, bro. I don't know. I'm sorry, bro. Like Jerome
Not
Blaine.
this year. Not
All right,
this year. We're not
gentlemen.
seeing
All
it
right,
this
guys.
year,
It's
boys.
time. It's time. It's time. We're doing
So-
Bob's intervention right now. We're doing it right now.
We're doing it early
We're
this
here to
year.
tell Bob about the worst running back room in maybe the last 10 years.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
but
so
even
bad.
before we get to that, I'm talking about like, so you lose the run play. Yes, you finally signed CeeDee Lamb. Great, awesome. Like that had to happen. You come in with the uncertainty of knowing what is this going to be Dak's final season? Where's his mental going to be at? I think that matters regardless of what Jerry is saying, regardless of what Stephen Jones is saying, regardless of what Mike McCarthy is
Final
saying.
season or final season in Dallas?
Final season in Dallas, I'm saying, like final season in Dallas. Could
Talking
do
about
that. You know what
putting
I'm
the
saying?
witch's
So
brew
I
on.
think they
I'm
end
hanging
up
up that.
We're
Yeah, I think
ending,
they
we're
end
ending
it done.
careers.
Right. I think they get it done, but it's just a matter of, I'm talking as far as like a deal. I think they do get that done eventually, but I'm just saying, like, going into that right now, like that's something that is going to be hovering over the team. And yes, we know that no one loves soap opera stuff or drama more than, Jerry Jones. I get that. But I do think it weighs on the team enough where that's why like I said, I gave them 10-7, but I want to split in the middle and just say, let's get them at 11-6. And just if you want to get them the tiebreaker, that's fine. But at 11-6 to me is doable. But 12-5 to me is not something that I think is feasible at this moment personally. But
Well, that gives us 10. That gives us 10 wins, and that gives us 11.
Yeah.
So we'll go with it. I don't see 9-8. I just don't see it. But
no. I don't think 9-8. I'm saying that's why I said no. I still think double digits is doable because of the talent that's still there. I just think, like I said, 12 to me was too high, but I'm fine with meeting in the middle for 11 there. As far as the New York and Washington thing goes, I feel like Washington to me just has more questions they need to answer, which is why I had them at the bottom at 4-13. But I'm okay with flipping either one of those. Like to me, both of them suck. So it just doesn't really matter where they're going. Daniels can be better than what obviously Daniel Jones is going to be. So I'm totally fine with flipping that. So if you want to flip, and we can have Washington at 6-11 and then New York at 4-13, totally fine, or have them at 5-12, either one. But they're both going to be trash this year, and I look forward to it personally, watching that unfold over there. So, but yeah, that's my only flip there.
What about the Eagles?
yeah,
Oh no, and the Eagles, to me, 11-6 is still fine. I think that that's another team. Actually, you know what? Now when I think about it too, because I just made the story about the turmoil in Dallas. There's definitely turmoil in Philly too. I'm fine with bumping them down to 10-7. I think, and we'll talk about this later on with coaches, but Nick Sirianni, brother, your seat is hotter than a Miami summer. Like you got a lot to prove, brother, because there's a guy on the Pat McAfee show that's talking every week that's ready to take your job. So you better get right before you get left. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, I could drop them down to 10-7 because I think that they're gonna have some moments where you're like, what is this team even recognizable? And then they'll catch fire towards the end. So yeah, we can do 11-6 for Dallas, 10-7 for Philly, 6-11 for Washington, and then 4-13 for New York.
Mike, I'd like to dive right in on the Dallas point.
Yeah, let's. Can you go first, please?
Are you sure?
Go ahead.
I would imagine he'd be champion at the bit. I mean, listen,
it's my favorite time of year.
I was high on Dallas. I got on the boat. I got on the Grim Reapers fucking boat for the last 2-3 years when that young defense started to emerge, and I thought they were really, really exciting to watch, and I really enjoyed watching the Cowboys play, to be totally honest with you. Me and Bobby every week were basically cheering for him together because it felt like it was something. Like that defense was something. It was a high wire act, but it was like when they walked the tightrope, they really always were super entertaining to me. I don't have the same sort of, Patriots sort of like disgust with the Dallas Cowboys as you guys do. But that being said, like the balance finally tipped. My hatred for Dak Prescott finally tipped over my love for their defense into the scale. Just like I can't sign up for another like bandwagon, like second team cheer for year with them because it's just like they just didn't show up. Like they died such a pathetic death on that fucking field against the Packers that like I just had to look away from them in disgust. Like look what they did. They massacred my boy, and there's no fucking guts in that team. There's no guts in that team whatsoever. And it's probably Dak's fault. And the contracts thing a few years ago is a fucking disaster. Jerry Jones is a fucking racist. And like, I wish nothing but bad things on them. I would have put him at 9-8. I would have predicted at 9.
I would have also put them at 9-8. I'm actually going to take a more diplomatic approach. After I do this,
they are my feelings.
This is the
not Bobby's
fifth time. I'm about to make it Bobby's fault. This is the 5th straight August, 5th straight show that you have heard Bob Kelly, the real BK, say that the Dallas Cowboys are going to win 12 games. That this is the year they're going to figure things out.
This is it.
This will be the 5th straight December that you hear Bobby say, "Fuck those Cowboys. I'm not falling for this shit again next year." They're going to be 9-8. They're Dan Quinn. He's gone. Like their defensive mastermind is gone. Mike McCarthy has proved that he doesn't know how to call a game to win it. Dak doesn't have any balls. Their running back room is terrible. I still think they would finish second in the division, but I mean, 9-8. That's more likely, in my opinion. But before everybody get on, I said to Bobby, "So what do you have? The Cowboys at 11-6? You're gonna bump them to 12-5?" And then he fucking did it. He did exactly what I said he was going to do.
Jedi Master Mike Marcangelo.
But I do think that you all are underrating underrating the Giants, and I'm not a Giants fan. I fucking hate the Giants. What I will say is I've always been the one banging the drum that if the best player on your team is your running back, you're not that good of a team. They loaded up on defense. They fortified their offensive line. They got Daniel Jones a weapon. I don't think Daniel Jones is a great quarterback, but they have to figure it out. So I think that this is
drinking that Hard Knocks Kool-Aid. That's what he's doing.
This is going to be. I think it's going to be
for other reasons,
like a balanced year. And it's funny because 2 years ago, the man with the star on his hat was saying how Brian Daboll was the best fucking coach that he's ever seen.
Didn't he lose a bunch of weight though?
Until I saw him put his feet up at every meeting in that Hard Knocks. His feet.
Oh, but I'm drinking the Hard Knocks Kool-Aid.
I mean, listen, we had them at 2 years ago when they won that. I think actually in Tennessee that week 1 a couple years ago. They come in there, they were down. People didn't expect them to win. They came in there, won on a 2-point conversion. It was like, okay, and that propelled their season. Now, once again, a lot of this stuff is hinging on can Daniel Jones perform. So to me, that's great, right? Exactly. So you beat up the line. You beat up defense front. So so they'll be in more games because obviously, once you get more talent, usually that helps obviously. But once again, if you're hinging on number 8 to produce, once again, when your career highlight is you running 70 yards all on your face, that's a problem. That's a problem.
I love that you're already declaring it his career highlight. Like it's done.
So far his career highlight is that.
But it's I think more likely if he's just like that's the career highlight.
No, sure.
I
mean, once again, we've seen it, but it's just like, hey, it's not. I mean, we'll see. I know Neighbors is gonna. I think Neighbors is gonna be a dog. I really do. I think he's gonna be a problem.
Neighbors is a dog.
But to me,
he stayed on the board so long in our fantasy draft because of Danny Dimes, though.
Right, exactly. Correct.
And I said
I should tell you everything you need to know that people saw him on the board and was like, yeah, he's talented.
I wanted him, but I let him go because I thought about having to give a shit about fucking Danny Dimes all season. I thought about having to care about his season, and I was like, I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to sign up on that expressway.
Dude, I feel that.
I generally agree with your guys' picks on the Giants. You're right, Mike, that all three of us are lower on the Giants than you. But I guess we'll see. I mean, I do agree that they've improved, but I had them around there too. One thing I would push back on slightly, but not even that big of a deal outside of Dallas would be the Eagles. Like, there's a chance that stuff's all overblown. Like, I do think that there's something to be said for Kelsey leaving when I think he probably had another year in him physically. those are the indications he was giving. But he was sort of like, I don't know if there's, he just seems like a smart guy. I think he like sort of looked around and said like, is it going to be worth it for the rest of my life if I don't get another chip? And I think he maybe just didn't see like a championship winning team there. And that's not to say that they're not still a really talented team. And I'm really excited to see Saquon Barkley run beyond that offensive line still. I mean, they still have a really talented offensive line. I know that Kelsey was the leader, and I'm not discounting how big of a deal he was, but those guys are good. And they got a new offensive defensive coordinator last year, right? If I'm not mistaken. So they've had a year to bet in. So I think some of the kinks might be worked out. I will see. We'll see. I'm sort of, when I was looking at him for fantasy picks, I was sort of like, yeah, I'm still pretty high on Barkley.
The Eagles have a different coordinator from last year on both sides of the ball.
Oh, again? The guys that they got fired again?
Yeah, they're gone.
Oh, great. Then better. Those guys sucked. Awesome. Great. 2 new guys. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how that goes. I don't know. They're good. They're like, they still have all the same really good players.
Quick aside, right? Because people got in their feelings about DK's comments about it being creepy in Philadelphia. Well, guess what? He's right about it being creepy. So fuck y'all, respectfully. So next division. I had to put that out there.
I didn't really read any of them, but
no, I did because I'm just I was just scrolling through. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, y'all. I said one, hey, keep listening, but respectfully.
Are you talking about last week?
Yeah. The creepy.
There is something creepy there.
Yeah.
I mean, there is something creepy.
That'll be all right.
Something creepy.
That'll be all right. Yeah, keep listening though.
I hope they fail now if people are mad.
Yeah.
But we officially have the Eagles at 1-16. Fuck everybody. All right, so
Can you imagine?